There has been a massive spike in the stock markets. Markets have surged. This market surge have come after exit polls predicted a big win for the BJP and the NDA in the exit polls. Now, Nifty surged over 3% on the result eve, the policy continuity. Upbeat economic data supporting market sectors and levels is something to watch out for, is what the experts say. India's stock markets shown post the historic polls. The big question is, a hat-trick for Prime Minister Modi equals a historic day for the markets? That's the question we are asking. Neeraj Shah gets us more details.
Record close for the markets. What's more important is the way we attained this record close. 3.25% higher, the biggest opening that we've had in probably the last 4 years in terms of the quantum of points gained. And by the way, this was not just restricted to the large caps. Sure, small caps didn't participate with as much gusto, but the mid caps certainly did. About 3% higher for the mid caps as well. Small caps may be a tad lower, but that's to be anticipated on the first day. Eventually we'll see the small caps do better, and which is why I think the market breadth today, of course banks led the way, and which is why I was saying large caps, but if you just see the breadth today, it started off with a bang and then kind of cooled off and narrowed during the close of the day. So it's not a breadth which is usually there when the market has such a sharp rally. But I don't think too many people should be complaining. PSUs did well, infrastructure did well, that whole bucket of stocks had a really strong outing. I think symptomatic of the fact that people were betting on policy push beneficiaries, if you will. Past policies have benefited PSUs, they've benefited infra names, and I think that's the set of stocks that we saw. Well, look at the gains that came into power financiers or gas companies or infra names like Concor, power names like NTPC. Oil and gas did really well, as GAIL, HP and IOC are suggesting as well. But the heat map shows you that while there were, very little red, and the quantum of red maybe expanded a little bit relative to the start when we just had one stock in the red, the gainers were right up there. The Adani twins, the PSU names, strong moves there, very, very strong. There's no point getting into individual names because almost everything had a very strong move. The one that surprised me a bit, and maybe that will happen tomorrow, is HDFC Bank. Usually you presume that in a case of FIs coming to buying or short covering happening, HDFC Bank would lead. It didn't lead today. Let's wait and watch if tomorrow could be the day. And just the BSE 500 gainers, if we can pull them up, gainers and losers as the case may be. Again, the list will seem eerily similar to infrastructure index because that's what led the move today, right? PSUs and infrastructure. So that list is the same, but the losers list had some of the defensives taking a bit of a step back. Not everything had news flow to it, but just that the market probably veered heavily towards this. It's not very often that we see a BSE 500 list wherein the top 8 gainers have double-digit gains themselves.